as a 27-year-old, right? And I was 91 was when I was born, so I don't know New York.
No.
But it was.
Too.
Just these. I don't want the others.
Come on, man. I schlepped these all the way here.
There's people waiting.
You know, you don't have to be so disrespectful. You've actually carried my books here.
And you are?
Lee Israel.
Oh, we have copies of your latest work right over there.
This is a story about Lee Israel, who is brilliantly essayed by Melissa McCarthy, who wrote biographies of 3 famous people and was, in the style of the time, very self-effacing and wasn't famous in her own right, and then fell on hard times, then has to forge letters, or falls upon forging letters of famous dead writers in order to earn a good living. And she falls in with a grifter who I play, who is a real-life person, and a kleptomaniac and cocaine dealer, and they form a very unlikely odd couple friendship.
I don't know, I just loved how strong and bristly and that there was still a heart in there. I think it was written so well, and Lee was a fascinating woman, so smart, so funny, so challenging. And I don't think we often see enough female characters that are wonderfully flawed, portrayed. She's so unlikable. I'm like, I love her. Yeah. I love Lee. I think you shine too often. I think female characters are shined up so much. They have lovely personalities, they have the perfect job, the perfect wardrobe, they have all the money they need, they have a wonderful relationship level. I'm like, first of all, I don't know anyone like that. And secondly, well, then what? What do you do with that? You've got to watch someone kind of fall down and roll around the mud to root for them to get back up. I think you need to see the bumps and bruises.
She hadn't worked out by the age of 51 that if she did change or soften or just behave in a slightly different way, she would get what she needed, but she didn't care. And I always feel that people like that are fascinating.
There was an older gentleman that he wasn't with us, and I didn't know who he was. I thought maybe he's just trying to get a drink. And he kept looking, and every time I would look up, I saw him just watching me. And then we went through quite a few hours, and finally I walked past him and I introduced myself to him because I was just kind of curious as to who he was. And he said, I feel like I should, he goes, it's hard for me not to come and sit down with you. I was very close with Lee. And he goes, that's where she sat, and I sat next to her. And so I think he was just kind of, having a moment with Lee, and I said, would she be happy about this? And he goes, well, happy really wasn't Lee's thing, which I found just remarkable. He goes, but she would love the attention on her work. So that's what and I think about all the people that may now read her books and just know her story, and that makes me quite happy.